Hello and welcome back to Kaiserreich. I'm that James guy. This is the Lone Star State. We are Texas, and let's take a look at our focus tree. Well, there seems to be plenty of options, doesn't there? So we'll sort of start over here. Texan Allies. That requires us to be at peace and to take a side. Okay. Playing our cards. That requires us to be able to take a side. So, yep. Loyalty to America, loyalty to whichever side of America, loyal to none, neutrality, reclaim the borders of 1848, border crisis, bow to Mexico, revenge for the Alamo, oh my god, we can annex Mexico, reopen the border, or bow to Mexico. Loses core and Trans-Pecos will avoid war with Mexico. There's the strong hand option, which is authoritarian Democrat, where we can go either Garner, John Nance Garner, Ferguson Clyde Rudder, okay, where we can do the Defender of Texas, and we only show the effect if we have Garner already, so we can't actually pre-prepare. That's annoying. This option is Texas First, which is fairly similar. Un-Texan Events Committee. It's fairly similar. Red Scare, secure our position, referendum on Texan statehood. War is won, Texas is secure, President dies, and Huey Long stand by side as America's savior. Okay. And we've got the Second Republic option, which I'm guessing is the first route, right? Where we either get whatever route we get. Get the New Texas Rises, which is like socialist Texas. Blah, blah, blah. And then we have power to the oil barons. We can go oil baron Texas. Texaco monopoly, crush the competition, and we are basically corporate turbo Texas. Slaves to the dollar, all that sort of thing. Break the sword, that's the military junta under either Nimitz, Eisenhower, or Esker. Okay, fair enough. We've got everything's bigger in Texas, which I'm guessing is our industrial branch. Yes, it is, where we can get oil, mines, mining grants. Well, this is how we get our stuff. We get tax lots, we get factories, blah, blah, blah. Texaco monopoly or break Texaco, they will not like it. Black gold, one company, Texaco to rule them all. The National Guard, which gives us, we probably want to do that first, but we'll make our decision when we get there. This, you know, is our military tree. It gives us some military stuff. We can choose either Eisenhower or Simpson. 2 infantry divisions or tank divisions. That, remember the Alamo, blah, blah, blah. The Texan Navy. Protect what we have, which is all about subs and destroyers, or play the odds. Get big boats, repair Houston, and then there's the Nimitz plan, which is all about protecting the Gulf and the Texan Air Corps. New bases or repair old bases. Seems fairly reasonable. If you go new bases, you get the ECA plan, which... Wait, what? Come up with a plan that is something to be implemented to see. Ah, so we... Oh, so that makes close air support turbo good. This route gives us air doctrines. Okay. Oh, we can do both anyway. Right, cool. Well, I think let's first call up the National Guard. It's the only thing protecting us from chaos. And we'll work out what else to do from there. Now, we got the techs. So I'm going to grab excavation 2. It is 37. We'll grab radio detection. We'll grab that because it's cheap. And you can grab that. That's pretty much everything we need. You can start doing a mix of civilian and military factories. With the 4 military factories we've got, guns, artillery, support equipment, and another one in guns. We are going to need to buy in steel, but I don't know who we can buy it from. We're going to have to wait for that to sort itself out. And I believe we'll be getting an introductory event. There it is, the creation of the Second Texan Republic. Today, 6 a.m., 1st of March, 1937, the state of Texas declared itself independent. Let's turn down the music a bit. There we go. The Union is deteriorating. Many expected Texas to join the American Union state. However, expectations have been blown away by the Second Republic of Texas, which is rapidly attempting to arm itself and rebuild the Texan state from ruin. The people are hopeful for their re-established state, but the future has not yet been revealed. The Republic is born anew. Quote of the day, Texans are loyal to Texas and nobody else. James V. Allred. And one thing I did just notice, so there are a couple of options here. For our formable nations, we can either do the United States of Western America, which looks like we stretch sort of like this. Utah, Arizona, New Mexico, Rio Grande, Nevada, Southern, Northern, and San Francisco. Cool. We can do the CSA, which is, you know, the CSA. And then there's Borders of 1848, which is just the Rio Grande, which we will want to do eventually. Standoff in America. I wonder if the AUS is going to declare war on us. Alaska's also left the Union. Well, that seems fine for them. Texas regaining its independence was not something that most suspected, but something that the world needs to remember. Texas always puts Texas first. Texas will always be loyal to Texas and the Texan people. That's why we are called the Lone Star State. So remember this. Remember how the government failed us. Remember them putting their own selfish interests in front of us. We made the grave mistake of joining this pitiful union back in the 1840s. We're determined to never make the mistake again. There's a yellow rose in Texas. Texas forever. And there's the National Guard, which has given us a few dudes to play with. And with our next focus, what do these do? Oh, we have national spirits apparently. Texaco Monopoly, sure. And Bleeding Texas, which is bad. This deals with Bleeding Texas a little bit. We probably want to deal with that somewhat. We probably also want to go and do the Second Republic. Then again, no, that's get the national plan going on, right? What do we have military-wise? We have 2 units of Texan National Guards, one of which is... Wait, what? How'd you figure that one of those is infantry? Cavalry, rather. Texan National Guard garrison, mounted Texan National Guard. Oh, it's just got a horse on it. Right, well, that's gonna just irritate me. Oh, they're even... Sorry, I'm just being a bit dim-witted here. Because we've got loads of random-ass templates that we are going to need to deal with. Right, that's our infantry division template. Cool. Is there any way to drag-drop these? There is not. Great. That's that. We can't delete that. Right, okay. Well, you... just do that for now. There we go. These dudes are all standard infantry template. That's the resistance fighters. Yeah, okay, cool. Right, well... I guess we just lump you all into one army. Tell you to cover that border and, you know, get to organising yourselves. Do we start with a navy? Nope. Do we start with an air force? Nope. Well, that makes sense, I guess. Once we've got the national plan going on, it will at least deal with looming crisis somewhat. That will give us some more infantry stuff. And that will give us a research slot. And remember the Alamo, which is another national spirit. So again, we're just sort of sat here waiting and waiting and waiting. And time is ticking on by, which is nice. What I'm going to do is I'm probably going to just put a cut in here, and when something interesting happens, we will get to it. So it's only been a few days in the game world, but the American Civil War has begun. And we've got like two events that tell us much the same thing. For years, America's been in chaos. The final straw. It's all going wrong. I don't believe we get embroiled in that, but we do get a bunch of free factories. So we're going to load them up. Out of interest, actually, that was something I never checked. Do we get our own names? Oh, we're going to need to name our artillery. Great. And planes as well, potentially. I'll be honest, I think probably making fighters is probably a good call. Defending Texan airspace and all that. And I think the AUS is probably the most likely one to attack us. So we're going to prepare the defensive plan of take the Mississippi River. And we're going to call that Operation Brown Water. Or Operation Bayou, maybe. But yeah, seizing sort of South Oklahoma, all the rest of it. And that's sort of going to be the main plan. We are also going to tidy up these, so this is probably going to be a little cut, and we'll see. So we have just sorted out all of the divisions. We've now got the Mounted National Guard, which is the garrison division. These ones we can't get rid of, unfortunately, because they're used by events and they're special templates. We have the Texas Marine Corps division, Texan Marine Corps division. The Standard National Guard division, actually, we can get rid of that one. We don't need the militia template. Then we have motorized, infantry, and these dudes, which are the garrison template. We can't get rid of those because one division is using it, which we're going to go and find, which is these boys here. And they're going to go and become just standard infantry divisions. And then that should be the gist of it. We can then get rid of these dudes here. And then that's pretty much bang on. One thing I noticed is that they have a funky dunk name. First big red one division, that's fine. Perfect. Now, equipment-wise, it is going to take a little while, but we're just doing these things. I think we probably want to go with the Simpson plan. Infantry seem like... Actually, no, Texan Cavalry Corps. I think we'll go Eisenhower. Get the research bonus on the motorized, it'll give us mechanized. We'll build the old Texan Cavalry Corps back up. We have one of them for now. Shame we can't get rid of him, he's a bit meh. In other news, you guys can assign to that. They are, after all, the biggest of the threats. We don't quite have enough to cover the border. What we're going to do, actually, is whack Mr. Cavalryman into another army under Rudder. That will do. And we will tell him to garrison the port. And that means we need 1, 2, 3, 4 more divisions of the old Texas Infantry National Guard. There we go. We still can't buy steel. Oh, no, we can now. I guess we'll buy it from... Yeah. Sweden seems sensible. Though, we don't actually have that many civilian factories that we can use. Why is that? Because we have so many military factories, we're actually using a lot of them on civilian economy. I'm not sure there's a way around that for now. I guess once we get the Eisenhower plan, introduce tanks. I kind of want to go get the research bonuses done and remember the Alamo. I'd also like to maybe get that underway. We have an election coming up. No, we don't. We probably ought to do the election focus as well. Because I'm guessing that these happen when stuff goes on. What's that? The TCSS, Texas Command and Security Service. Okay. Because I noticed that somewhere else as well. Empower the TCSS, which requires we have done the TCSS. Okay, we've done the Eisenhower plan. Seems reasonable. We're going to start researching the M3 Bowie tank. And our next one we're going to do is go and grab Eisenhower's tank division. This way we can use the... Oh, we actually have named tanks. The M3 Lamar, the M4 Houston, the M6 Houston, the M120. That thing's a beast, isn't it, over there? We might... That was something else I haven't looked at, is these. We have Texaco Chemical Corps. Yeah, of course we do. We have Smith and Wesson. Perfect. That's what we were hoping for. We also have Winchester. We have Hughes and Curtis Wright. Both are close air support bomb things. We'll probably go Curtis Wright. Better is better than numbers, I guess. Then Ingalls, which is heavy ships. They're both heavy ships, actually. One's cheaper. Honestly, that's probably a good idea. And then tanks. Ford, General Motors, or Chrysler. Oh god, the Dutch do love an election and all the rest of it. And they're both heavy tanks. The options are heavy tanks or none. All factions except Texan Independence. Oh, okay. Well, that's good news, I guess. So that means we are unlikely to end up in a military situation with any of them. So let's go inform the army that it's probably more pertinent to defend the Mexican border. God. Hungary's going ham, isn't it? Just annexed Illyria. They're at war with anyone? No. But Illyria just went and got itself dunked. Finland joins the Reichspaktal. Indo-Chinese Union has capitulated. Well, there they go. How's our production looking? So guns are taking some time. We got 2 tank divisions with heavy tanks and infantry. I see. Okay then. Well, we'll assign them to that. What template is that they're utilizing? Oh, whoops. Texan Tank Division template. Well, that's kind of a bit of a crappy template. I think we'll probably upgrade them to the heavy armor template and maybe just have one of them. Put them both to the heavy armor template. And then scrap that one. Oh, and I clearly forgot to inform the heavy armor division that it was going to be using the armored division template name. What year are we in? We're in 37. Might be an idea to start thinking about a land doctrine with one of our research slots. We've already done all of those. So, actively, that's still going to take some time to get to. Anti-air and anti-tank guns could be nice. Also, there's a few gun techs here for ships that maybe looking into could be a good idea. Namely the light guns. Equally, P-36 Hawk, that's probably a priority. Do we want the tech slot? We probably almost certainly want the tech slot. It's a high priority purchase for us. So I guess the question becomes, who wins the Civil War with us owning Texas? American Union State is pretty weakened by us. Oh, and something else. Which route A is New England Day going? Their provisional government. I believe that means that they have to go America's Dankest Hour route. Does indeed. Oh god, Alaska is the syndicate, the last straw, Alaskan unions. Oh my word. Which leads them to like do some really crazy stuff up there. Anything else interesting happened in the world? Doesn't appear so. So this might be a good place to put a cut in the video. We are failed army coup in Tokyo, Japanese democracy survives. We're slowly working our way through the focus tree. We are now Texas. We have sort of expanded somewhat a little bit with regards to now having a country of our own. We are not involved in the war, which is good. We have the option of... we want... Yeah, that's Lyndon Johnson's route, isn't it? Which is the Social Democrat route. The other option is... I have no idea. And there's also Moderate and the Independence Party. I quite like the idea of kind of going John Nance Garner. Because, I mean, he did win, but I don't know how we get the Authoritarian Democrat. Ooh. Texan Allies. Okay. Playing our cards allows you to pledge loyalty or loyal to none. I think we probably want to do loyal to none. Oh, well, we can't really because the Rio Grande is somewhat controlled by someone else, right? Would that put us at war with... That's just the United States. And that allows us to do neutrality. We probably should have seen that coming and done that a bit sooner. Because that would have enabled us to, at the very least, slap up here. Try to get something going on. We've got our tech slot. I guess, we can't do Remember the Alamo until we've done support our army and end the crisis. God, that gives us guns. And also support our army, which is the less useful side, I guess. Because I kind of want to go this route, John Nance Garner, but... This stuff is useful. Especially because it gives us factories. And... That's a very good bonus, though. 5,000 guns. Well, 10,000 guns, actually. None of this gives us free boats, which is rather annoying. That gives us free convoys. Texan Air Corps gives us some research boni. Should we... Let's go ahead and do the Second Republic. Even though... Or do we go do that? I mean, yeah, because we can only do that route. Or that route. Well, we're going to do loyal to none anyway. And yes, so as I was saying, this is a great place to put a cut in the video. We just made some decisions there. We're going to grab both of those. And yeah, so I've been that James guy. The Civil War has kicked off. We are Texas, and it seems to be going well for now. But how long will that last? Who knows, frankly.